Every day I wake up, wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Well, morning, we are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. I'll be at Hampton University, by the way. But what's up, Mimi? We're going to start off with some quick sports. Tonight is Thursday Night Football. The Vikings will play the Chargers at 8:15. But quickly, did any of y'all see the NBA games last night? Did y'all?
Yep, I did.
What you watch?
Klay Thompson's team.
Klay Thompson's
The
team.
Dallas Mavericks.
Dallas
The
Mavericks.
Dallas Mavericks,
They
yeah.
I
took
don't think
on
that's
the
Klay Thompson's team.
San Antonio
he
Spurs.
on
He
there,
was
though.
on there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's on there.
my husband was watching the game, and I started watching. I was like, oh, okay, they go Klay.
He's watching Cooper
And then-
Flag and Anthony Davis.
Cooper, yes,
Yeah, they
Wemby dropped
lost
a
last
40
night.
piece.
Yeah, Wemby got crazy last night.
Crazy.
Yo, I
I
can't
bet.
wait to hear you mess up Cooper Flag name. I know it's coming. I know you're going to drop the L. I know it. I can
I'm
feel it in my
not.
soul.
No, I'm not.
It's going to happen.
The Knicks won last night. It was the season opener. They played pretty damn well, too. They
That's
beat
what's
the
up.
Cavaliers. They look good last night.
You a Knicks fan?
I am a Knicks fan.
Nice.
All right. What's up, Mimi?
Good morning, MB. Jess, Charlamagne, how y'all doing this morning?
Peace, Mimi
girl.
Brown.
Good morning. All right, so we start this morning in Washington, where the government shutdown is now stretching into its 23rd day, marking the second longest shutdown in modern U.S. history. Now, yesterday, the Senate voted once again to pass forward a bill to reopen the government, marking the 12th time that the bill failed. Now, the measure, it failed 54 to 46, short of the 60 votes needed to move forward. 3 Democrats crossed party lines to vote with Republicans, but it still wasn't enough to break the stalemate. So that vote came after a 22-hour marathon speech from Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley, who spoke throughout the night, accusing President Trump of authoritarianism and urging Congress to act. Now, with no deal in sight, Republican leaders are floating 2 ideas: either change the Senate rules that make it hard to pass anything without 60 votes, or come up with a plan B to break that stalemate. Now, Democrats, meanwhile, they say they will not budge on any plan that doesn't include health care subsidies. And at the White House, attention is turning from policy to construction. Crews have started tearing down parts of the East Wing to make room for that new $300 million presidential ballroom, a major expansion from what President Trump once called a small renovation. Now, during a Senate luncheon, the president bragged about the project. Let's listen to that.
You probably hear the beautiful sound of construction to the back. You hear that sound? Oh, that's music to my ears. I love that sound. Other people don't like it. I love it, Josh. I think when I hear that sound, it reminds me of money. In this case, it reminds me of lack of money because I'm paying for it, so it's the opposite.
Well, the administration says the project is privately being funded. But for nearly half of the Americans, Charlamagne, who haven't received a paycheck and may soon be losing access to food assistance, they say the optics are striking. Again, we've been talking about this all week. Federal officials are warning that if the shutdown stretches into November, there may not be enough money to fund those food assistance programs. Several states are already sounding the alarm. In Georgia, the Atlanta Community Food Bank says nearly 1.5 million people could be affected. In California, another 5 million people could see delays as early as next week. And in Detroit, food banks, they say that if they lose SNAP, it would devastate the community because that's where nearly 1 in 5 people, they rely on those SNAP benefits to afford groceries. And in New Jersey, families are being urged to use whatever benefits remain on their EBT cards right now because those funds may not be available after November 1st.
Yeah, you know, I'm an ambassador for the food bank in New York City in Harlem, and they are flooded. Like, you know, the Harlem Food Pantry, they faced a record demand because of the shutdown. I think they said they've given out more than 7,000 food packages up since October 21st. Well, up until October 21st, and they've logged 1,376 new clients just this month. That's the largest single month increase of the year because people are just anticipating losing the SNAP benefits.
Wow.
Yeah. And while lawmakers in Washington can't seem to agree on the basics, another debate is now taking shape at the Supreme Court. It centers on a question that's raising eyebrows across the country. Can you smoke weed and still own a gun? That's the question before the court right now. The law currently says that if you use marijuana, even in a state where it's legal, you can't legally own a firearm. But that rule is now being challenged in a new case that the court just agreed to hear. It involves a Texas man who admitted to using marijuana regularly, but said he wasn't high when federal agents found the gun inside of his home. A lower court, they sided with him, saying that occasional drug use shouldn't take away someone's Second Amendment rights. rights. And the Justice Department, though, they disagreed, saying the law is meant to keep guns out of the hands of people who could be impaired or dangerous. They argue that similar restrictions have existed for centuries, even dating back to laws that kept habitual drinkers from carrying weapons. Now, the Supreme Court will hear arguments in the months ahead, and the decision could have major implications for millions of Americans, especially in states where marijuana is legal.
Well, I don't smoke weed. I eat it. Okay. And not to mention, shouldn't that apply to people who drink alcohol?
Drink
as
alcohol,
well?
yeah. It doesn't make sense because if you drink alcohol, it's the same. You know, it can deter what you're doing as well.
Actually
so
worse.
Yeah, it shouldn't. Yeah, it sounds so stupid, but wow.
That's where we are.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get back in some front page news. Start off with NFL Thursday Night Football. The Minnesota Vikings take on the Chargers tonight at 8:15 p.m. Also, last night, did any of you watch the NBA games?
I watched Wemby drop 40.
Wemby got busy last night. He beat the Mavericks.
I'm lying. I ain't watch it, but I heard about it.
Nah, he was going crazy. Cooper Flagg scored
My
10
husband
points,
was
10
watching it.
rebounds.
Yeah.
AD was getting busy last night. It was a great game. The Knicks
Mavs
looked
gonna be
amazing
good.
last night.
If Kyrie come back healthy, the Mavs going to be good.
Yeah.
Knicks going to be real good, too.
Yeah, Knicks look really, really, really good. So salute to the Knicks last night. But what's up, Mimi?
Good morning, MV, Jess, Charlamagne. How y'all doing this
Hey,
morning?
girl, we
Blessed,
good.
black, and highly favored. How are you, Mimi?
I'm good, thank you. All right, well, we start this hour in New York City where the gloves came off in the second and final mayoral debate last night. Democrat Zoran Mondani, former Governor Andrew Cuomo, and Republican Curtis Sliwa, they went head-to-head less than 2 weeks before Election Day, debating everything from crime to housing to immigration. And from the start, things got heated. Now, the three sparred over experience, leadership, and who's best to run the city. Let's take a listen.
You have never had a job. You've never accomplished anything. There's no reason to believe you have any merit or qualification for 8.5 million lives. You don't know how to run a government. You don't know how to handle an emergency. And you've literally never proposed a bill. And you never showed up for work, and you missed 80% of the vote.
We just had a former governor say in his own words that the city has been getting screwed by the state. Who was leading the state? It was you.
Governor Hochul.
You were leading the state for
Governor
10 years,
Hochul.
screwing the city.
No.
Heard the both of them again fighting like kids in the schoolyard. Zoran, your resume could fit on a cocktail napkin, and Andrew, your failures could fill a public school library in New York City.
Damn. Your resume could fit on a cocktail napkin.
It's crazy. Yeah, that was good. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was good. He came with the zingers all night. The debate then shifted to policy with sharp divisions on crime, housing, and transit. On policing, all three candidates said they would keep Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch if elected. They also found rare common ground, condemning the ICE raids in New York City, saying federal immigration agents should stay out of local policing. But the most intense exchange came when Mondani confronted Cuomo over the sexual abuse allegations that led to his resignation as governor. Let's take a listen to that.
In 2021, 13 different women who worked in your administration credibly accused you of sexual harassment. Since then, you have spent more than $20 million in taxpayer funds to defend yourself. You have even gone so far as to legally go after these women. One of those women, Charlotte Bennett, is here in the audience this evening. You sought to access her private gynecological records. She cannot speak up for herself because you lodged a defamation case against her. I, however, can speak. What do you say to the 13 women that you sexually harassed?
There were allegations of sexual harassment. They were then went to 5 district attorneys, fully litigated for 4 years. The cases were dropped. You know that as a fact. So everything you just said was a misstatement.
I'm going to tell y'all something, man. I said this before on Lara Trump show, but when it comes to campaign style, Mondani has a lot of Trump in him. Okay, number one, running on the message of affordability. Okay, the economy, he never moves off that message. Number two, keeping it America first, in specifically New York City. And yesterday, bringing one of Cuomo's accusers to the debate, that was right out of Trump's playbook.
It was.
Trump did that to Hillary Clinton. You know, when he brought Bill Clinton's accusers like that. He has taking the things that Trump has done in his campaign that actually are effective and apply them to himself. I think he's ran a great campaign, bro.
That's probably why Cuomo didn't answer questions after, because it was only Mondani and Sliwa answered questions after. Cuomo got up out of Dodge. He actually went to the Knicks game after, but he got up out of there.
And he was sitting with Eric Adams. Yep. So early voting in New York, it begins on Saturday, October 25th. It runs through November 2nd, but Election Day is November 4th. The polls will be open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. So you make sure you want to exercise your right to vote. And this morning, we have an update on the case of 23-year-old nursing student Kata Scott. We talked about this earlier this week. She's the young woman whose disappearance gripped Philadelphia earlier this month. Now, the man previously charged with kidnapping her, 21-year-old Keon King, is now charged with murder. Police confirmed that the remains found in that shallow grave this past weekend belonged to Scott. The medical examiner has ruled her death a homicide, and prosecutors have added a long list of new charges to King, including theft, tampering with evidence, abuse of a corpse, and obstruction of justice. Now, police say Scott was last seen October 4th, leaving her overnight shift at a local nursing home. And investigators believe she met up with King shortly after leaving work. Days later, officers found her remains behind an abandoned middle school in Germantown after receiving what they say was a very specific anonymous tip. Now, authorities say surveillance video shows two people leaving a vehicle and moving what appears to be a heavy object, evidence that more than one person may have been involved. Let's listen to the police talk about that.
Recovering Kata's body was not the outcome we had hoped for, but we are grateful that we were able to bring her home. We continue to pursue anyone who helped, who concealed, who participated in this act. We will not stop.
I wish nothing but the worst for that young man.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish nothing but pain and a lifetime of heartache for that man. I just don't even know what triggers a person to even want to do something like that to another individual.
Mm-hmm. Well, prosecutors say that he has a history of violence against women, including a separate kidnapping case earlier this year. Now, that case was dismissed when a witness didn't show up, but those charges have now been refiled. And Scott's family is thanking everyone and the community for their prayers and their support. Meanwhile, King, he remains behind bars on a $2.5 million bail. A preliminary hearing has been set for November 3rd.
I don't understand why people like that don't have to register as like some type of offender. You tried to kidnap somebody before, and you just out here walking around?
Yeah, and just because the witness didn't show up to court, like you just free, you scot-free. It don't make sense.
Yeah. So we will continue to watch that and follow this story. And Amazon is stirring up a little controversy this morning. Internal reports show that the company is planning to replace hundreds of thousands of warehouse jobs with robots over the next few years.
You know why? Because things,
why?
I know you about to tell us why, but because they having a bunch of technical issues, and because you pay for Prime, and they'll tell you things are going to be here tomorrow and the next day, and they won't get here until a month later. That's been happening to me.
Is that the reason, Mimi?
Is it?
That is the reason. They said it will save money and it's going to speed up delivery. So in essence, that's exactly what Jess said. It will speed up deliveries.
Well, come on, robots.
Yeah, but the controversy is that it's going to cut 600,000 jobs, right? And over the next decade. And so Amazon, though, they said this is not about jobs. They say it's about advanced technology, creating better paid, tech-driven roles. But for workers, they say that that's raising real concerns, especially in an economy right now, when you hear that 600,000 jobs may be eliminated from the workforce and go to robots.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of people are preparing for a future that's not even going to exist. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't even, when I hate the conversations that, President Trump be having about bringing manufacturing back to America. Okay, let's just say you bring manufacturing back to America. It's not like you're going to have humans working in these factories. So what's the point?
Yeah, but I don't even know what you can do, because it's like if they're saying a robot can work harder, can work longer hours, and work faster than a human, and it's cheaper when it gets a long run, what's the incentive for somebody to say, you know what, I don't want to make a robot or build a robot, I can use a human, what's the incentive?
Huh? Really?
What's the incentive for people not using
that?
No, I'm saying, what's the incentive for a business not to use a robot? There is no incentive.
Yeah, but that's not what you just said.
Yes,
you said the opposite.
I said, what's the incentive for people not using a human and not a robot?
I know what you was trying to say, but you said it backwards, like on some dyslexic stuff. right? Am I
Yeah, you confused me a little bit. I'm not gonna call you dyslexic.
I heard you. I knew what you
rude.
meant,
We
Envy.
know what he meant, because that's our little Riri. Like, so we know we get what he meant, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what he said.
But you still gotta talk to him nice, so we gonna get more retarded.
He got his helmet on this morning.
Yeah.
Though. Mimi, you got a TED Talk this weekend, right?
I do have a TED Talk coming up this Sunday on storytelling. It is the power of storytelling with all the work that I did in Altadena. And so I'm super excited about that.
Dope. Is that going to be like, you can watch it somewhere? Or?
Yes, it will be live. I will get all that information and I will share it with you guys tomorrow. You'll be able to stream it and watch it. It's taking place this Sunday morning, or this Sunday coming up at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'm super excited. It's just a accumulation of all the work that's been done in the community, and they're bringing ideas and thought leaders together and trying to find some real solutions on how the community can rebuild. So
dope.
Congratulations, Mimi. That's dope.
Thank you. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. All right. Well, that is your front page news. I'm Mimi Brown. Follow me at Mimi Brown TV. For more stories, follow the Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app or visit BINnews.com.
Thank you, Mimi.
Hold up. Every day I wake up, wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?